We want to talk with you about the books that feed your imagination and the vices that spark your soul.
We drink, we curse, we read things. Come sit by us. Expect no judgment, just good times.
Welcome to Paper and Vices. Books reviewed, vices indulged.
Mature content warning.
I am Victoria Papers.
And I am Lee Vices. Most days.
Hi.
Hi.
How was your summer?
It was fantastic. It was really cool. It was a lot busier than I expected it to be.
Was it busier than you expected, or was it just busier in contrast to the last 18 months of our lives?
Both, probably. To be totally fair, it's probably both. I think for those of you who aren't signed up for our newsletter, you should get on that shit. But I sent like a little newsletter out saying how, we were going to rest and like take self-care time and drink margaritas by the pool. I went in the pool like once and it just never happened just because I was go, go, go. It was good busy, but it was just like all the things and all the activities that we've just been putting off, fun things to do. Oh, we'll get to it in the summer, all of that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. It is mid-August when we're recording this, but we both live in the South, so like all our kids are back in school. We are officially in school mode. It's just 8,000 motherfucking degrees.
Oh God, it is.
I'm so ready for it to not be 8,000 motherfucking degrees. So yeah, our summer was pretty chill, but we're boring people anyway. Like, we just don't go and do as much shit as you do in general. Took care of some mental health shit that I had been putting off. Shiny new meds. Very helpful. If you need to go get your mental health taken care of, do it. If you need to take drugs for your brain, take them.
Yes.
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 And yeah, my kid discovered Minecraft. I got back into some old hobbies. I spent a lot of hours on the couch watching a small child play Minecraft. Good times. And now we're back because it's hot, but it's fall. It's witch bitch autumn.
Is it technically though? I mean, I guess any day is witch bitch awesome.
No, autumn.
Oh, autumn.
Because hot girl summer and then witch bitch autumn.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. I have been drinking.
Yeah, what are you drinking?
Plus I have a head cold, which I'm not sure those things go hand in hand, but that's what we're doing. I am drinking, what is it? I was like, I'm gonna fuck this up, but no, it's Story Point Cabernet, which I had never seen before, and it caught my attention because of the bottle. Like, the label is like this hunter green, speaking of autumn, it's like this hunter green, and it's got like a really pretty golden leaf on it. Ooh. And I was like, oh, that's pretty. And it was like $9 at Costco. So I was
This is how we pick wine, by the label art. So, that is a thing.
It is. And usually we haven't been too disappointed, so.
No, I think in 6 years we've had 2 or 3 bad bottles of wine. That's fine. Yeah,
it's fine. So.
Yeah. I am drinking coffee. Trader Joe's 5-bean fair blend something in the brown container. I don't know. It's really good. Makes me happy. And it's $9 for a big canister.
That's awesome. It's hard. Trader Joe's doesn't do really anything shitty. I don't know. They do pretty good shit.
No. Every once in a while, one of their frozen dinners will be like, this is a food that should not be frozen. But
yes, fair point.
But I mean, it's cool because it's all they do is they make it and then they flash freeze it, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love me some Trader Joe's. Now that my kid is in school, because she's been in school for 2 weeks now, I went after I dropped her off in the morning. There's fucking nobody there. It was
what?
Empty Trader Joe's. It wasn't empty, but there were less than a dozen other people in the whole ass store, which is basically empty. I could have done cart donuts and not hit people.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you didn't have to fight for a parking space.
Nope.
That's amazing.
Nope, right next to the cart return. And I didn't actually need a cart because I only got 2 bags, but whatever. It was there.
Yeah.
So, what have your vices been this summer?
So speaking of coffee, for whatever reason, like I've for many reasons, I have just had a lot of coffee outside of the house. And as much as I love my drive-through runs and sometimes I'll get Chick-fil-A frosted coffee, which is basically coffee and ice cream.
That shit is
Totally.
crack, is
It's
what that
it's
is.
such a good breakfast life choice. So I'm like, am I the only weirdo? It's like 8:30 a.m. and I'm like, I'll take ice cream with coffee, please.
No.
Yeah. Well,
No.
yeah, it's a thing. So I have really enjoyed the past like week and a half just really just drinking my coffee at home. I'm just like, this is nice. I have my hot coffee in my French press, and I've had a couple like just brands that I haven't had before. Like I tried there's a company called Storyville up in Seattle, Washington, and I got like a little bag of their coffee, like a little sample thing. So that was cool. And then like I had one from Colombia. Like I don't know, there's just been some like weird samples that have made their way into my house, and so anyway.
There is a certain joy in making your coffee at home.
Yes.
Like, I knew that. I've always known that. I sort of collect non-electric required coffee making devices.
This
Like,
is true, you do.
I have an AeroPress. I have several French presses. I have a pour over. I have an Ibrick. So yeah, I'm a fan. And there's one other one that I'm not thinking of. Anyway, but I got earlier this year an electric Nespresso. It's the Williams Sonoma brand. I've talked about it before. Nespresso machine. And you know what? It is nice to just like make my own pumpkin spice latte at home. Or just make myself like when it's late at night and you just want a little something something. Because for me, caffeine doesn't keep me awake.
Right.
Just having like a shot with some warmed heavy whipping cream frothed really hard.
That sounds so good.
Sweet baby Jesus, it's delicious.
Yeah.
So yeah, making coffee at home is definitely a good time. So anything else besides beverages?
I think that's pretty much, I mean, you know,
You got to travel again this summer, which has been cool.
I did. Yeah. No, I traveled quite a bit this summer, which has been amazing. Well, we went to Seattle, and then I got to go to Denver for my birthday, which was last weekend. I am the big 40. And which is crazy to see. Like, it's funny because like I have like my husband's like, he's very like, oh, I'm 25 and a half, you know, or 25 like squared. I don't know. Like, you know, he jokes around about it. And I'm like, no, I'm fucking proud to be 40. Like, I have lived an adventurous life, and
I have seen some shit.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. I have earned these 40 fucking years, and I am so excited to see what, you know, is up ahead. So yeah, no, I've done some traveling, some of it super last minute. Like the trip to Denver was kind of like, maybe it'll happen, even up to the very, very last minute. It was like, is this shit really gonna happen? So it's been good.
That's kind of how we've lived our lives for the last goddamn. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And then you're coming up to see me in a couple weeks, which I'm excited for.
Ugh, I'm so excited.
We're supposed to go to a concert. No idea if that shit's actually going to happen right now. Stevie Nicks just canceled all her concerts for the rest of the year.
Did she really?
Yeah, she did.
Wow.
And I think other people are probably going to be following her soon. But that's...
Yeah.
Either way, you're coming.
I am coming.
We're going to have
there.
sushi and drunken painting misadventures.
Yes.
It'll be good times.
It will be. For sure. What about you? What have your vices been?
Facials is a thing I've started doing.
So cool.
Actually, what happened? So my husband had a membership to Hand and Stone. We weren't going to stop supporting a local business in the middle of COVID when they had to be closed. So we just racked up like a bunch of packages. And I was like, well, shit, we have to use these. And I discovered the wonders of microdermabrasion. And oh, hell yeah. Yes.
Your skin looks amazing.
Thank you. I still have some eyeshadow on, but I totally wiped off all my foundation and concealer like half an
Yeah.
hour ago. I was like, I'm so over feeling crap on my face.
Yeah.
And they tell you when you get it done, they're like, you may be slightly more sensitive and irritated today. You'll really see results. Like, you'll start to notice 3 or 4 days from now. And like, it was cool. I mean, it was a facial, so you leave like really oily and shiny and stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, I woke up on like day 4 and I was like, holy shit, I only need concealer and I can do a full face of makeup. I am good with it.
That's awesome.
It totally worth the money. You know, that might have something to do with the fact that like I'm in my mid-30s and you kind of have to start doing something, but I feel like I look my age instead of my age. Plus, you've been surviving the world for the last 18 months. What did I do? I wrote a lot. I read a lot. I watched a lot of Ask a Mortician and a lot of Hannah and Jake on YouTube because I was raised in the independent fundamental Baptist cult. I'm not an atheist, but they are atheists. And they read chick tracts, the little awful comic books full of bullshit. And it's hilarious. And they review Christian movies.
No,
which,
they
like,
don't. Oh my God.
I don't give a shit if you believe in God or not. I do. You live in America. You have, most likely, you have heard, if you're in an English-speaking country, you have heard of the Christian God. Like, you are an adult, make your own choices. I am not going to associate or not associate with you based on them. But being raised in that culture, Christian, hear the finger quotes, like evangelical American culture is straight up trash. It's awful. Just, it's so therapeutic and hilarious to watch them like review Left Behind. It's
Jesus.
just like,
yeah, I'm gonna need to watch that.
Yeah, it's really cool. You know, they're very political, but they're like pretty chill. They've apparently been friends for forever. It used to be, if you start to watch it and you see some old episodes, it used to be Hugo and Jake. But Hugo transitioned to Hannah.
Ah, okay.
They're hilarious, and you can tell that they've been friends for forever. And so, like, in case it's not obvious, one of my favorite things to listen to, podcasts, YouTube shows, whatever, are just people who have been friends for fucking ever talking about shit. Like, that's my jam. Not child friendly. Be shocked.
No.
No. What are you reading this week?
So I just finished The Paper Magician,
I love that book.
It was really good. It was a book that I mysteriously got in the mail from this friend of mine that likes to send me books in the mail.
It wasn't me.
Yes, it was. Yes.
Oh, I sent it to you like fucking forever ago.
Yes, and it took.
Okay.
Yeah. So what had happened is I stuck it in my. It's like a very thin, very small, easily digestible book, and I stuck it in my purse as like, this is my book to read when I am like sitting in car line or like the waiting room or whatever the fuck appointment I have. Like, and it just like I read the first 2 paragraphs like several times because I guess I didn't have the opportunity to really like read in those spaces as much. Like, it's summer, like I'm not sitting in car line anymore. So I just didn't read it. And then I finally was cleaning out my purse one day and I'm like, I should take this out of my purse and actually read it. And so I did, and I
do tend to send you good shit.
You do. You've not led me astray.
Hell yeah.
So, it was a solid adventure, and it was very creative imagery. It was just...
I love her magic system.
Yeah. Like, I will read the next one. Like, I'm excited to read
3 total.
Okay.
And then there's a spin-off called The Plastic Magician, and then there's another series in the same world that I think the second book just came out in. Her writing, I've read a couple of Charlie and Holmberg is her name. I believe I'm saying her last name right.
Yeah.
Probably not. I usually don't. She's an amazing author. She is just, she's the tits. She has this other book called Magic Bitter, Magic Sweet that I've talked about before.
Sorry, I
Was
almost spit
saying
out my
she's
wine.
the tits a
Yeah.
bit much for you? Okay.
It's just I wasn't expecting it. I like totally almost spit out my wine. I'm sorry. Please
Yeah,
continue.
she has this book called Magic Bitter, Magic Sweet, and it is like a mindfuck acid trip, but in the best way. Because I
Mm.
read The Paper Magician and its sequels, and then I was like, okay, this is going to be the same sort of thing. It is not. And it starts out pretty like general girl in a sleepy town has magic powers, and then the catalyst happens that sets you on this adventure. And the adventure is basically like it takes your expectations and it pours them upside down. But instead of like pouring out of the cup, it's one of those psychedelic 70s, what the fuck animations. And you're like, oh, okay. But it's nice and I like it.
I'm gonna read that one next, I think.
You should. She's just a really gifted author. And she's just one of those people that like you look at her online and she's got cool hair and cool glasses and she writes books really fast and you're like, I want to be that in my next life. That would be cool. But not like in an envious mean girl way, because she's, as I said, the tits. So yeah, I'm so glad you like her stuff. That makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside.
Yes. What about you? What's going on with your reading right now?
I read a shit ton of trashy alien romance novels.
Nice.
No shade. Like, they're a genre for a reason. There was one point where, like, four indie authors, and I'm drawing a blank on most of them right now. Four indie authors had books come out at the same time. Jeffy Kennedy had one come out. I think KF Breen had her apparently I do remember them. Her Born in Fire series came out. She's doing another round of them, which is amazing. And then Shannon Mayer had a novel come out, and I think Hailey Edwards, all within like the same 2.5 or 3 weeks. And I was like, guys, like I read fast, but guys. So I'm actually I just got done rereading Black Hat, White Witch by Hailey Edwards, which I love Hailey Edwards. She does the Beginner's Guide to Necromancy series, and she does another one I really like that I can't remember the name of, but it's about basically the four horsemen of the apocalypse, but they're sisters, and it's pretty magical. But this one is the Black Hat Bureau book 1, and the synopsis is, remember that old line about how the only way out of the organization is in a pine box? Well, Rue Hollis spent 10 years thinking she had escaped the Black Hat Bureau, no coffin required. Then her former partner had to go and shatter the illusion by showing up on her doorstep with grim tidings. So she's drug back into like this paranormal investigative agency to hunt for a serial killer. It does get a little dark. Her familiar is this adorable, like, cat-sized white moth.
Ooh.
She's basically a 10-year-old child. She plays the girl. She plays video games online. She flies around and has secret hideouts. She's like Rue's best friend and her ward, sort of. So it's kind of dark, kind of sexy, very funny, a very easy read. It's like 207 pages. I really look forward to the rest of them in the series. Edwards writes pretty satisfying series, which I'm amazed at because she's very open on her Facebook page about how she's not a plotter. She's a complete pantster. So, like, she'll start writing and sometimes she's surprised at what happens too. And I'm just like, holy shit, but how? So yeah, it's really good. If you haven't read anything by Hailey Edwards, it is a good place to start. I mean, any of her series are really good to start with, but if you want to like, if you read it and you like it and you want to get in on the hype because her Facebook group is pretty damn active, it's a really good place to start.
Cool.
And it's on Kindle Unlimited, which is always nice.
Yeah.
that was basically our summers, I think. I think we're all caught up. We have been doing in the past, like hour plus episodes, but for a while, we're going to try just cutting it down to our paper and our vices. So I think that's it for us this week. Please find us online at Paper and Vices everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, no TikTok. I'm too old.
Yeah.
And tell us, what you think. If there's any books you think we need to read, or if you disagree with us about anything, what your current vices are, we'd love to hear them. And we will talk to you guys next week.
In the meantime,
don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole. Smoke a joint and take care of yourself.
This has been a production of Paper and Vices, copyright 2021. This episode is presented for entertainment purposes only, and any vice should be pursued only within the legal boundaries, common sense, and personal responsibility of each person. Please check your local laws. The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the individual hosts and guests only, and do not in any way represent the views of Paper and Vices LLC or any named persons, nor should they be considered personal, medical, or legal advice. Previous episodes and other commentary can be found at paperandvices.com.